Good evening. It's been a while since my last broadcast. Bit of technical problems here. A bit busy as well, and also, to be honest, there hasn't been a lot of sport happening really. Not a lot of really interesting stuff, at least from my point of view, anyway. So I'll sort of take a little break. I come back just before Cheltenham, which always gets the juices running. The one thing that has happened is Lowry in the golf his form has thankfully become extremely good over the last couple of weeks. In the final group and the final day, both tournaments, and maybe one round sort of let him down both times, but he's right up there, fourth, I think he was 2 weeks ago, and then Arnold Palmer there at the weekend. He was paired with Scotty Scheffler, world number one, in the final group and finished third. So, yeah, it's very, very good stuff. And I know in the preceding tournament, he started off something like 67, 67, 66, something like that, which is great form to run in for the Masters and the USPGA, the Open, all the majors, of course. And it's good to see him, getting back to where he was, because it is difficult with golf. Once you lose it, it's difficult to get back. And I would fancy him now. I know this is about, for the Masters, he's about 50 to 1, which is a damn good price for what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. Also, of course, with the Open, 33's around for that. Not so sure about the USPGA. That always seems to me to be kind of a fake major, really. I always feel that two majors were enough for the States, and either Australia or South Africa should have gotten a major as well to make it a worldwide game. But that's just my way of thinking. The US Open is still a decent tournament. But yeah, I would say Shane Lowry, and probably my other guy would be Hideki Matsuyama. The Japanese golfer won a tournament about a month ago, and he's coming good as well. And he has won the Masters already, so he'll be very dangerous. Of the Americans, not terribly fond of them most of the time. I do like Jordan Spieth, but he seems to have, his short game seems to have gone to pieces, and he's getting there, but from where he was about 4 or 5 years ago, it's unbelievable how far down he's gone. But that's golf. The guy I always feel is very strong is Koepka, Brooks Koepka, who I know he's on the wrong tour, but he's very dangerous. And also, of course, our Spanish guy who hasn't got a Spanish name, John Ram, very strong, and is due a big win, I think. But overall, with sport, we could look, and I'm sure people are looking at different things and saying, "Oh, you're missing this or that," but I haven't got excited about anything much. The rugby has been so and so. Ireland were caught by a last-minute drop goal by England. At the weekend didn't cost me too much of a thought. As I've said before, Irish rugby is about Munster, and there's not that many Munster players on the team, so it's not a huge interest to me. Italy had a win. Italy beat Scotland, which was a huge shock, because the Scots actually were fancying themselves, so that's nice to see as well. Nice to see an underdog winning. And finally, we do go to Cheltenham, and again, it's going to be a great 4 days. Just really, really top-class racing. Every race has brilliant horses in it. The problem always with Cheltenham is that there are too many good horses in each race. The money's big, but also the prestige is even bigger, and it's not really a betting medium. But I did run through a bet today just very quickly, and can see how it goes, whether I'll be spending my holidays this year in Barbados or in Salt Hill. First race, I think it's the Supreme. I've gone for Jericho du Reponnet. Great form, great winning form. Always, what you're looking for Cheltenham, two things. Well, three things for me, I suppose. I'll always be looking for a winning form. Form at Cheltenham is very important too, because that hill can catch out the best of horses. And value, of course, as well. And that's not bad. That's very, very good value for Jericho du Reponnet. I think he's unbeaten, whatever. And highly respected, an English winner maybe. In the second race, don't ask me what it's called. Horse that Johnny Deneen's been very, very vocal about. Quilixios. You're getting sixes. Jericho the Repenay, we're getting sevens. Third race, I think it's one of Willie Mullins's, maybe. Meeting of the Waters, 11-2. Then you've got the Champion Hurdle, and of course with Constitution Hill gone, Stateman's been made something like a 1-3 favourite. And I was just looking at upping the ante tonight for the first time, and like basically Statement is Johnny Deneen's number one piece. Says it can't be beaten. I think it can. I think it's running Cheltenham. Okay, it was always going to be beaten by Constitution Hill last year, but it didn't have a good run, and you would have to say, oh, maybe it doesn't like Cheltenham so much. And at 1-3, well, it's not much. So I'm just looking at Irish Point. I think it's Elliott's at 11-2. Has a chance. Very good form, and if it likes Cheltenham, you could be there. Next race I've gone for the obvious Lossiemouth. Getting 4-6 on them, which is quite a good price actually. I was expecting about 1-2, 4-6. Lossiemouth, oh, should win, really should. Then in the sixth race, gone for a horse called Lowry. Good form. Probably the weakest of my horses though. Too many horses in the race. 8-1 at the moment. I think it's Nichols. One of Nichols' won, and I really am going against the Irish. I've got Cilios, Meeting of the Waters, Irish, Lossiemouth, so I'm not really. 4 of them are Irish and 3 are English. Lowry, yeah, maybe. Good winning form anyway. And the last race, the horse called Henry's Friend, who's trained by probably the in-form English trainer of the moment, Ben Pauling, and good form. And I noticed with one of these, you were actually getting with Paddy Powers, had 16-1, which I thought was really good value for a horse that's best winning form in the race. Well, that's the way I look at it anyway, winning form, but bound to lose sometime. But that's it. So best of luck and enjoy the racing tomorrow. Don't be gambling too much because, as I say, you can also have a surprise, of course. A horse can come from nowhere. But even with that, you've got 3, 4, 5 very good horses in each race that you can make a case for. So it's more a case, Cheltenham's more a case of just enjoying the action and not getting too caught up in the betting. So it's good night for now, and thank you for listening, and hopefully it'll be a good report tomorrow.